Merry Christmas, Brian and Sue. This is Aunt Patty, and I have two stories that I'm going to read to you for Christmas this year, for your Christmas present. The first one is called The Night Before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were all nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mamma in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his sack. His eyes, how they twinkled! His dimples, how merry! His cheeks were like roses, and his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh to give his team a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all good night." Now the second story I'm going to read to you is called The Nutcracker. It was Christmas Eve, and a wonderful party at Clara's house was drawing to a close. Children were playing with their presents under the sparkly tree, while Clara ran around in excitement, waiting for one special person to appear. At last, the doorbell rang. "Happy Christmas, dearest Clara," said her godfather. "I'm so sorry I'm late. I just had to finish making this," and he handed her a present. Clara untied the ribbon and squealed in delight. "Oh, thank you, godfather, he's lovely." Her godfather had made her a handsome Nutcracker doll in a magnificent uniform. Clara danced around the room, holding the Nutcracker, then set him down among the toy soldiers under the tree. Later, Clara woke from a restless sleep. She longed to see the Nutcracker again and tiptoed downstairs. An extraordinary sight met her eyes. Everything had grown bigger, and the Nutcracker, the toy soldiers, and the dolls were as tall as Clara herself. She heard a tramping of feet from behind the sofa and a voice shouting out orders. "There it is! Seize all the candy canes and cookies!" It was a Mouse King, leading his army at full tilt toward the tree. The Nutcracker shouted to the toy soldiers, "Defend the tree, lads, for Clara and for Christmas!" The soldiers fought bravely, but the mice were too quick for them, and now the Mouse King had trapped the Nutcracker against the tree. Clara quickly pulled her off her slipper and hurled it at the Mouse King. With a grunt, he fell to the floor, and all the mice scattered. 4 of them picked up their king and carried him off as fast as they could. Inside the palace, a banquet awaited Clara and the Nutcracker Prince. They ate cakes and jellies, puddings, and swirls of ice cream, while a fairy orchestra played silvery music. Jugglers tossed sugared almonds in the air, jelly babies tumbled around, and Turkish acrobats did handstands. A pair of Spanish dancers twirled and stomped, and a dainty couple twirled their parasols like flowers in the breeze. Then, to the delight of all, the sugar plum fairy danced as gracefully as a dragonfly with transparent wings. At last, the Nutcracker Prince invited Clara to dance. She felt quite dazzled as she whirled around with him just like the snowflakes dancing outside. The sound of Christmas dinner being prepared floated upstairs from the kitchen. Curled up on the sofa, Clara awoke and looked around. The Christmas tree glowed softly, and the toy soldiers were lined up in a neat row. Hugging the Nutcracker, Clara thought to herself, "What a magical Christmas dream." Merry Christmas, Brian and Sue Ann, Aunt Patty, Uncle Dave, Cody, Justin, and Caleb love you very much. We hope you have a great Christmas. Loves and hugs. Bye.